Long, long before Dalamud was forged to imprison an Elder Primal, the eldest of them all, savior of the star, was sealed within a moon of his own. Souls sacrificed to grant him life still slumber and dream of the day he and we will be made whole. Here he waits, in this cold, barren place, his cradle and his grave. Silent lamentations and prayers of hope echo soundlessly to a sundered star, adrift and alone.
You with me, Hydaelyn's champion. You're straight up an Inamarant here, but are you still alive or are you some sort of echo? The music here is haunting. I return. I must return. Why? Why? Home. I need. Mustn't touch. And cerulean halls find me. No steps echo through this looming spire save your own, but nevertheless you sense a presence above. shit. Is that Zodiark? Whoa. My God. The spires and the ring. It's hard to tell from this distance, but they kind of look elegant. Apologies. I have been preoccupied for quite some time, and I am out of practice at conversation. Ever since this moon was created by Hydaelyn, I have served as an integral part. I am the Watcher. I am responsible for the prisoner and the devices that hold him fast. Holy shit. Zodiark himself. A projection of the moon's core. Though rent asunder by Hydaelyn, he grows more powerful with every rejoining. 7 there have been. 7 too many. And yet, for all his servants' machinations, he remains incomplete. The fallen are beyond salvation. No attempt would be made to free Zodiark, not until he is whole once more. But someone has taken action. The shackles that hold him nearly shattered. 6 locks to his jail, great and grand. Gargantuan swords driven deep, brands that bind Zodiark forevermore. 5 were destroyed by his would-be liberator. 1 of these I have restored. I strive to mend the remaining 4, but my efforts are being impeded. Soul sacrifice to summon Zodiark. Their manifestation's conquest, consequence the waning seal. They labor in opposition to my work. They must be expelled for the preservation of all. I'll only resort to expelling them if all else fails. Of that I have no doubt. You are her chosen. I am the Watcher and the Jailer. I am not the Judge. Know this. Hydaelyn commands the forces of stasis, and this moon is the product of such power. So long as Zodiark remains imprisoned in this place, no more sacrifices will be made in his name, nor will those souls rendered up in his name fade into oblivion. Go, meet with these wandering spirits. Do what you think is right. Well. You must confront those lost souls, yes, but you need not expel them by might of arms. A feathered touch, a firm word, simple methods may send them away, faint echoes as they are. Where the strength of sentiment that drives them, however, emotions that do not fade even with the passage of centuries. And make haste, though yet distant, unwelcome guests draw closer. Oh, down we go. Where? When? How long? What is truly so long ago? We were happy, at peace with the star. We nurtured it, helped it grow. With our will, our creations. We were the star's beating heart, its life. Every soul a drop of blood flowing through its veins. To live, to learn, to create, to make better. The star flourished, as did we. Do you remember? As the whispers die, the final spirits fade. No shadows of times long lost remain around the drowning brand. Hi? An unusually lustrous dog is gazing at you with what seems to be fond anticipation. It appears to be waiting for you to follow it. Is this like a concept that Azim made? Is this Azim's dog? Follow the lustrous dog and try not to fall behind. The dog silently regards the spirit that lurks near the brand. We and the star were fulfilled. Wanted for naught, mourned for naught. So why? Why did it have to end? Our final days taught us to fear a death forced upon us. The injustice of duties and dreams left unfulfilled, the grief of unexpected partings, swift as darkness, cold as ash. Such tragedy, yet no catharsis, such truth, yet no consolation. As the whispers die, spirits fade. All is silent and still around the numbing brand. The lustrous dog is once again staring at you expectantly. And who are you to deny it? Follow and try not to fall behind. Where are the weird cactuars? Is that them? That's them! There they are! Look at them! Magnificent. Oh, God. Dog silently regards the shadow that lurks near the brand. Our perfection came crumbling down. Such overwhelming despair. In that moment we knew the end was nigh. The faintest glimmer of hope remained. We gave our lives that others may live. We gave ourselves to Zodiark. Zodiark, our Lord and Savior. To forge our world anew. To live and love again. Become one with the star. Fill earth and heaven with life, birth paradise where we fear its distant memory. Pardon me, but would you be so kind as to step aside? Hydaelyn? Familiar spirit. Ah, that unmistakable color. The soul of Azem. But not the friend I knew. I think, nevertheless, you are you. So Emmet Selk meant for you to have it. You seem surprised. What might that be? Why is this always an option when we meet up with him? We meet again, Hydaelyn. Again? I do not believe I have yet had the pleasure. The Hydaelyn we met was a shade. I guess this is what remains of the actual soul that was sacrificed. Selk created a shade in my likeness. And not only me, but all of Omara. How very like him. A slave to sentiment, even after an eternity. As you may have guessed, I am different from the shade you met before. No mere approximation, but the original. Soul sacrifice to Zodiark. We remember, in vivid detail, the events leading to our purgatory. The plans and plots for our resurrection, Hydaelyn's intervention, and Zodiark's, and the star's final fate. And then, we drifted in a waking dream, our minds steeped in fog, until you came. I know not what you and your friends intend for Zodiark, or the future of the star. Nevertheless, in you I place my trust and faith. In you I choose to believe, as Emmett Selk did. Believe in yourself, and all will be well. Oh no. More new arrivals, though. Ah, Hydaelyn. That color I know. And another I do not. An unfamiliar but fearsome being. I have kept you from your duty. By way of apology, I will ensure that the shades hinder you no more. Protect the final brand. Fare you well, my new old friend. The dog growls agitated. Cry havoc and let slip the dog of war. That's you, by the way. The dog nudges you with its nose. You get the feeling it wants you to hop on? Why not? We fly him. God damn it.
In the nick of time, to savor the crowning triumph. Unbound and free at last. Arise, Zodiark! Deprived of heart and will by the loss of dearest Elidibus. A creature of pure instinct, wanting for guidance. powerful. Oh, so powerful. More so with every passing moment. Such potential. Even in this incomplete state. Still the savior who delivered a world from certain doom.
So, here we stand. You know my intent. Consume the god, then the world. Stoke your fury to a raging inferno, and dance among the ashes. Or perhaps you would face me here and now. A lesser but welcome amusement. Yes. A taste to whet the appetite.
Sorry to spoil the moment, but might I ask that you postpone the slaughter until I've said my piece? I promise I will be brief. Do you remember when I told you that I wanted to die and take everyone with me? I meant it.
Yeah, there he goes. He's gonna put himself in Zodiark, become its heart. What's going on? You are the savior. Zodiark's mask. No, it's all of you. You are the guardian, the keeper of natural order. We are the martyr, the bestowed of new beings, the bestower of new beginnings. We are...
Such lofty aspirations! And what sweet irony that the world's saviors will become the agents of its destruction!
It cannot end this way. Wait. You must return and be made whole. The star now and forever. For the greater good, for the sake of the world.
Wrong, 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 wrong! Lies and delusion! The dead have no power over me. You will be silent. Silent as the grave!
No more. We beg of you. The star must endure. Go time.
Believe and walk in
Motherfucker.
faith. Let the light of your soul shine for all to see.
Goosebumps.
Not quite the outcome you'd imagined, but a fitting one nonetheless.
Wait. Is this Emmett, or...
Don't you think so, Hades?
This can be one of two people.
All I craved and more. Boundless power. Mine to command.
Shut.
I had intended to pit my fractured divinity against Xenos. But a more tempting option presents itself. The greatest obstacle to my ambition. You will trouble me no longer.
Shut the fuck up. Zodiark is going to be the first trial fight? Oh! Holy shit! This is level 83! What the fuck are the other 7 levels gonna be? Oh my god. Can I just get a look at you for a second? Wow. Fucking amazing. Let's go. The dark inside. Eternal darkness, Zodiark. Alright, squad. Let's be about it.
Establishing connection. All creation shall bend to my will. The end has come.
Here we go.
And it will be beautiful.
Okay.
The marvels of circus were but playthings.
That seems bad. I don't know if I want to stand in front of that yet. Well, it's a square. It's different. I don't think it's going to be the same. Oh! Well, it wasn't the same. So I was half right. Legathon.
Will you live to see the end?
Sticks. I had a feeling that was going to be a multiple hitter. Okay, we're starting to stack stuff now.
Soon my hold over Zodiark shall be complete!
Well, I was right about Daniel betraying Xenos.
Mine! All mine!
Complete control. Phase change. Wow.
At last, I am become Zodiark!
Wow. Jesus.
The natural order overturned!
This is what I think it is.
All in existence, bent to my will!
Okay, gotcha. Nice. Ouch.
My life's work! My masterpiece!
I thought the AoEs themselves were going to rotate and we had to like move around the arena. Okay. I'm gonna assume we have to move over once that goes off.
How I've waited for this day!
Shinryu. Here, I think? If it's going to switch.
All in existence, bent to my will!
Damn it, I was off by a little bit. By a little bit.
The great cataclysm, faithfully recreated! From broken skies fall tears of all shall burn!
Oh my god. Okay.
Will you live to see the end?
Probably not. Ah, that is a hard read.
The natural order overturned!
Think here? Let me get this off, let me get this off!
All in
Ah, got it off.
existence, bent to my will!
If it was just 90 degrees, then yeah.
From broken skies fall tears of flame!
Okay, I have to look at the pattern.
All shall burn!
Here, then middle, then so... Oh, damn it. Damn it.
Will you live
I understand
to
it
see
now.
the end?
Let's see.
From broken skies fall tears of
Over
flame!
here, in this corner. Be safe. Corner's still safe,
All
then in the
shall
middle.
burn!
We fucking did it. Prog.
Will you live to see the end? All in existence, bent to my will!
Alright, if we've seen all the mechanics, I think we have it.
I have no need for restraint.
What? This is new. No, it's not. It's not. Oh. Okay. Alright, it's turning that way. I'm just gonna follow them because I think they know what they're doing.
All in existence, bent to my will!
Yep, okay. We're good. Over here again. Oh, that guy's smart. He got back within. Oh! I'm trying to save this guy if I can. Oof. Oh, this guy's so fucking stubborn. Ugh. Fuck my combo, dude. Oh, something happened to my Requiescat. 10%. We can do this. Alright, then you don't want to be on that side.
Will you live to see the end?
You know what? I'm kinda glad that the fight against Zodiark is kinda hard. Come on, kill him. Ugh. Oh. Woo! Holy shit.
Limit of your power. This is how it ends.
Good fucking gods. Ugh. Oh man. Holy shit. That was a fight. Brutal. Were you just watching this the whole time? Well done. My preparations are complete, and I stand ready to seal Zodiark once more. Withdraw now from this place. The teleporter will deliver you to safety.
Incomplete and insufficient. Of course he was no match. Once again, you have left my best laid plans in ruins. And played your role to perfection. Thus, sealing my victory. From the first, all I wanted was for you to kill Zodiark. 'Twas but one of many methods to achieve the desired effect. could have been the same had Xenos died in my place. But what better and more satisfying way to ensure success than to take control myself? My sole regret is that you lived to tell the tale. Even so, I have fulfilled my heart's desire.
Wait.
Let your murder mark the beginning of the end.
If Zodiark rewrote the laws,
Of the final days!
does that mean he's the only thing preventing it from...
How quickly strength fades and blood cools. Old familiar sensation. So many lives, so many deaths. No different this. I close my eyes and slip into the dreamless slumber. A tired song and dance. Routine. Always I wake. But not this time. Nothing left unsaid. Nothing left undone. Inherit my hell. I intone with glee. The man I was would weep for what I have become. The all-consuming contempt. But I've the wisdom of 10 millennia to justify my answer to the question. No value in their existence. Not a whit. For all that I looked. None that I did see. A final chance then, for Hydaelyn and her faithful. In Cataclysm, prove me wrong. I snare. All shall return to nothingness, as was your will, Emperor Sunday. I, the star, and every living being, consigned to your oblivion.
Oh no.
At last.
What is this? What is... Deep breaths, slow and steady. What's happening? You saw it too, yes. The blue star below, thrown into turmoil. Then it was no illusion, or was truth. With the death of Zodiark, the laws of nature over which he presided have begun to unravel. The laws he wrote are gone with his death. I mean, it's returning the star to the way it was. What you witnessed was an omen granted by the echo, a vision of the horror to come. Time grows short. What was that? Xenos?
No. I'll find no fulfillment in a contest with you this day. Slavering beasts gather at your gates, ravenous and eager. Already you turn to them and away from me. I must go forth once more in search of power far beyond the might of Shinryu. Power to make your heart run over with rage. For the eldest of primals was a betrayal of promise. A pathetic creature incapable of inspiring true despair. That's what I crave. Pure, unadulterated despair.
I will not fight for your amusement.
We shall see.
Man, we're not even at level 85 in the story. We're not halfway through the story. This story is so long and yet so much is constantly happening. Jesus. I sense his presence on the moon no longer. If you'd need to follow, then I beg you stay and listen to what I have to tell you of Zodiark and the end of all things. Rise up through the night. Okay, here we go. It's only been about 40 minutes. This is the shortest break I've ever taken, because what the fuck. Let's jump in. Is everything recording? Yeah, I've got sound on everything. Yeah, okay. Before we speak at length, I believe a change of surroundings is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share. You see, I sensed others arriving not long ago. Though my communions with Hydaelyn have grown infrequent, I have learned enough from her to know these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, as they have already reached my abode, come, let us join them. Man, throughout all of this, I was like... I just tried to fly there. I was like, when's stuff gonna pop off? Not that, like, nothing of importance is not happening, because it's constantly happening, but, like, when is stuff gonna turn into the world is ending, the final days are upon us, like the shit we saw in the trailer? And it's like... and Daniel's like, yo, remember how, like, Zodiark saved the world by rewriting the laws of nature or whatever? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, lol, what if you killed him? Oh. Oh. Like, that did not click in my head until the very last second. Where he's like, this is my plan, idiot. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I knew exactly what he was talking about. Only 3 of you. Where are the Loprits? We haven't met them yet. Dare I ask what happened before we arrived? Man... Thank goodness you are unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempered before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mistress Kryl hath also been delivered unto their care. Serving as conduit for Hydaelyn's power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course. As for Alphino and Alize, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald while we 3 rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters here have already come to a conclusion. But what manner of conclusion, if I might ask? And is this the ally whom Hydaelyn bade you seek out? He is not unlike the shades of Emerald. Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Hydaelyn, together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiark, or rather, it was my duty. Yes, so I fought and killed Zodiark while you guys were away. And now we have new problems. Then Zodiark is no more. And not without consequence, I am afraid. For now the delicate weave of the star, preserved by his presence, will begin to unravel. If you mean to avert the final days, you shall have need of... Are you all right? My attempts to forestall Zodiark's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I will share with you all I can. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain wreck of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while we wait? By all means. If you would review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor? I shall leave that to you, Hala, while I see what can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels. Man, I remember when I thought the moon was going to be the final zone. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiark flows through your mind. These appear to be records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon, dating back to the beginning of Zodiark's imprisonment. The records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiark's thirst for freedom grew, as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiark's imprisonment appears to tax Hydaelyn greatly. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past rejoinings flows to your mind. The records describe the Watcher's effort to prepare an event Zodiark broke free from his prison. The records go on to describe maintenance carried out regularly with Loprits, though it's not clear who or what they are. As you gaze into the crystal, a record of an unexpected visitor flows to your mind. Records note the Watcher's musings when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It is clear he and his brethren have keen interest in freeing Zodiark from his prison, and yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize he would never dare bring harm to Zodiark. Perhaps they realize we would never dare bring harm to Zodiark, so long as he remains imprisoned. Did you learn anything of import? So it is as we suspected. Maintaining the brands requires a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the Seventh Umbral Calamity. I too made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon was in fact created by Hydaelyn. When the Watcher said he was created together with this place, I thought he only meant this facility. Truly Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined. I thank you for affording me this short reprieve.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary. There is much we could learn of Zodiark and his imprisonment, but perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before, and comes now again.
Long ago, before the Great Sundering, there was but a single world, Aetheris. One day, from within the earth, a terrible cry issued forth, affecting a profound change in all manner of life. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, giving shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. At first, the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
They were not. However, the convocation struck upon a method to predict where next the corruption would manifest. The etheric energies which flow through all of creation in the various currents. The currents which course through the land and seas. Those which flow through the very air. And those of celestial nature, which encompass both of our star and the moon.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network, but the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The Convocation soon realized that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. Correlation without clear cause, ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of aether was observed in nearby currents.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiark conceived.
I was wondering, because stagnation was the problem. So if darkness is the opposite of stagnation, that's why they needed a god of darkness.
No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely. With the advent of Zodiark, our end was averted.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiark's power as a threat. Is that true?
Indeed. There was a faction opposed to Zodiark's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. They understood the continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence, until we could identify and address the underlying cause of the final days. He would need remain, for his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. Hydaelyn recognized this as well, and so rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiark herself, and the star into lesser reflections, that she might confine him in this place. And what she told me in the ethereal sea was false. That the two once dwelled as one until Zodiark grew hungry for power, upsetting the balance betwixt them. Not quite a lie, though a rather gross embellishment. But knowing what you know now, you must surely realize why she might have to obfuscate its lead. Hydaelyn and Zodiark are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Zodiark was, without question, the more powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifice of half of Aetheris' population. Thus was it necessary for Hydaelyn to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still more effort was needed to confine him. Maintaining the brands taxed her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to any who might listen, and offered her blessing to those who that heeded her call. Though it was likely within her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Aetheris and her history. Like Zodiark, Hydaelyn's purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wish to look to the future, and not linger in a prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that. Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
The nomenclature is more fitting than you know. Bring ruin to the source, and its reflections will share in its fate. Ah, it is ready. This way, if you would be so kind. I was wondering what that place was. A beautiful sight, is it not?
Yes, but what is it?
Hydaelyn knew better than any of her, than any that her power was not absolute. Indeed, she has ever struggled to hold Zodiark and his faithful at bay. She feared the worst, and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. This moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing people of Aetheros to safe harbor. You need not go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them and fulfill my final duty as Watcher in the Dark. The moon is a fucking spaceship? Is that what I'm about to learn? '87. Helping hands. The time has come for you to be on your way. The crater at the heart of Mare Lamentorum, where Zodiark was imprisoned, is not so easily traversed, however. Let us call upon Argos, the familiar whom you met earlier. He should have no trouble bearing your cross. Whoa. I got a glimpse in there for a second. This structure is enormous, though that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Amarat. Apologies for the wait. Right, let us head inside, and oh. Most intriguing. A means by which he conserveth energy, mayhap. Well, I certainly wouldn't want him to blink out of existence on our account, helpful as he's been. Thank you, Argos. We'll take it from here. If Argos remains is to remain without, let us not keep him waiting over long.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
My fucking god. Is there... Why did Hydaelyn feel the need for Loprits?
Look lively, everyone! I know, this 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance, for Zodiark, alas, is no more. As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose, to bear the people of Etheirys to safety! Our time is come, my friends! We must be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive.
We're out of here.
I expect your workstations to be immaculate. And don't forget to relay our signal to Etheirys. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
Is a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps.
Let's go with that.
Perhaps.
But what? How in the... When did you get here? Who let you in? Why wasn't I told? Play sound. Yeah! What was that supposed to be? You're humming. If one can even call it that. And atrociously off key. It should sound more like this. As leader of the Loprits, I cannot allow substandard attempts at musicality to go unremarked, even if you are a guest. But being a magnanimous sort that I am, I'll forgive you this once. Well, looks like you beat us here. Your friends, I take it. Is this all of them? Groups comprised entirely of children. What must their parents be thinking? This isn't a nursery, after all, though perhaps we should build one. Or did we already build one, or... yeah. No matter. You needn't worry your pretty little heads. All will be well, I promise. But goodness me, We shouldn't be standing about gawping. I must take you to meet the others. If you could run along back toward the entrance, you'll find a path that leads to the central platform on the upper floor. There is no wrong way to reach it, but it's the large glowing ball at the center if you should find yourselves lost. I shall gather the others and meet you there. Well then, back to the upper floor it is. Man, how did we go from killing Zodiark to this?
Right, of course. Introductions are in order. Ahem. My name is Livingway, and we are the Loporits, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Aetheris to a brave new world. More specifically, I am the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw. Livingway's the name, navigator and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it. The people of Aetheris, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiark's obliteration.
All your fault. Get wrecked.
Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents sent you little ones on ahead while they began the necessary preparations. Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate further. Here, we have Aetheris, your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without Zodiark around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Aetheris, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected. Imagine, if you will, that Aetheris is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun. The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Aetheris, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold. And then, once everyone is aboard, it's off to another star. Easier said than done, admittedly, for one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim, which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems. We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
What is the new destination?
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
No need to shower us with praise. All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Hydaelyn. Back in the old days, when she was still just Venar, she was dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings. And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers. We and this wondrous vessel masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
There's certainly more to you all than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation. Moreover, the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement. No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak. While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
Help? From who?
From you and yours! Who else? Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? Ah, but you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the deliveries.
I'm not sure what led you to conclude otherwise, but I can assure you that we are all grown men and women. And I very much doubt my elders know this place exists, much less how to send you so much as a starlight missive.
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon? Hydaelyn herself led you here. You don't say! Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted? Like little baby carrot people.
Well, Amarotines were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
So, you're saying everyone's not like the Watcher? Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
That tome in thy possession.
Oh, this? One of the first books sent to us. A compendium of the people of Aetheris, with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections and updates as needed. The sum total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages. I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it? Building way, can you hear me? Yes, we're all very busy. Change of plans. I need you to rebuild the domiciles at 1/3 the scale. All of them. Yes, all of them, and but me no buts. See to it with all speed.
Perhaps you could tell us a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
I'm not sure how rock solid this plan is, if we can only fit so many people on the moon. And then what do we do about everyone else on the reflections? And excuse me while I go grab this aether current. Huh? Just like the crystal on the first? Well, oh, there's lots of them. It's nice to see the power of Gay continues to save the world. If I had to guess, these crystals are attuned with, like, all different manners of ether that's being used to produce food, maybe? Or, like, create some sort of terrarium from which they can grow things? Why are there mean things in here? Why do they have bunny ears? Okay, we'll go with this battle theme, I guess. You open the storage unit and find rainbow-colored assortment of carrots. While it has no peculiar smell to speak of, the yellow variant is unusually light and springy. These qualities, together with its excessive length and girth, would lead anyone to question whether it is indeed a carrot. On second thought, you elect to simply take an obscenely large carrot for now. Due to the bizarre qualities, it would be prudent to ask Cooking Way whether it was safe to eat first. With great trepidation, you take a bite out of the carrot. You snap off a piece of the carrot, enjoying its crunchy texture. Righteous confidence surges within you, a certainty that you are in the center of the universe, that all creation is a story and you are the star, beloved and perfect and special, a god worthy of worship and prayer, or at the very least a second roll should the dice treat you poorly. Roll with advantage. What did you think? Unlike anything you've ever tasted, yes? The lucky carrot as well. To be honest, we're not quite sure how it was first made. We're not quite sure how it was first made. A happy accident, you may say. But, as the name suggests, after eating one, you'll feel blessed with good fortune. We have plenty of other varieties, too. Bleeding carrots to improve blood flow. Dream carrots to help with sleep. So you see, we have a carrot for every occasion. But what if I don't like carrots? You don't like carrots? Oh, you must mean you don't like them served in this fashion. Worry not. We have pureed versions on hand if you haven't the time to chew. I take it you two had a wide assortments of carrots to choose from and not else. If I may ask, what exactly did these collaborators share with you about cuisine on Etheris? Surely you are aware we have an abundance of dishes and foods you could emulate. Of course we are, but, well, it was only quite recently that we established contact. Even holding a conversation was a struggle at first, so imagine our surprise when they sent a mountain of books and documents with no clear instructions. The sheer amount of information was overwhelming. If it isn't for that encyclopedia I found, we would have been at a loss where to begin. And so we decided, rather than divide our resources to prepare a variety of middling and potentially unsatisfying meals, it would be more efficient to devote our efforts to the production of a single perfect food. That's all well and good, but man cannot live on raw carrots alone. Have you considered cooking them? You mean steaming, boiling, roasting, and the like? I suppose we could prepare the carrots in other ways. But our primary concern is efficiency. And what's more efficient than sinking your teeth into a carrot fresh from the production? A rather strange approach to take for one named Cooking Way, isn't it? Well, technically speaking, Cooking Way isn't my given name. When first created, we were all named in the old tongue. you know, that otherwise impenetrable parlance, the Watchgeeks. After we received a great tome of words, the dictionary that is, from our collaborators, we learned your language, adverbs, gerunds, presents, conjugations, verbs, conjugations, just the basics. Then we found the terms related to our given tasks and used them to form new names. Aren't they helpful? No, not really, but it does explain a great deal. Whereas did thou deem such a change necessary? When the rest of your people arrive, we want to be certain they understand immediately what each of us does. You'd never be able to pronounce our original names anyway. I see. I hope our critiques, such as they are, were helpful to you. Though you should decide to preserve flora and fauna from Aetheris as well, would you be able to offer passengers a more balanced diet? Until such a day, one I pray comes sooner than later, it would appear there are not but carrots on the menu. Ah, it's you! One of the visitors from Aetheris. Goodness me, Mappingway wasn't kidding. You really are smaller than the Watcher. Oh, right, you're here to try on a set of clothes, yes? What would you have me fashion for you today? An outfit that embodies my bloodlust. Something simple yet functional. A fashionable and refined ensemble. Fashionable. Right. Ahem. This will only take a moment. Oh no. What is this? There, we're all finished. Perfect fit, if I do say so myself. I'll be honest, I know nothing of fashion, let alone the fashion on Aetheris, but I'd wager no one down there has ever worn anything like this fine ensemble. Perhaps you can start a new trend. Would you look at that? Speechless. And there I thought you may not like it. If you've a mind to try something else, why not speak with my fellow artisans? I'm sure they'd be happy to oblige. No one said you'd be coming. How can I help you? You wish to try my clothes, really? Of course. It would be my honor. Did you have anything in mind? A little more flair. I get the feeling this is going to be the same no matter what I choose. Surprise me. I think I can handle that. Let's see. This should do. Some of my best work yet. It's a relatively new concept incorporating an idea that's never been tried with clothing before. Fragrance, you can smell the carrots. Simply divine. I was worried how the concept would turn out when put to the proof, but it looks stunning on you. Why don't you go and show Living Way? I'm sure she's eager to see what we've come up with. My, don't we look splendid. The result of much trial and error, but I know quality work when I see it. Shh, you needn't speak. I can see your adoration for the moon and we Loprits in your eyes. No doubt your friends feel the same having sampled our creations. Sorry to have kept you waiting. They insisted we sample all their concepts ere we return. Verily, 'tis an ensemble most becoming. I think it's past time we return these clothes.
Ready in the teleporter. Huh? Access to living quarters restricted due to reconstruction. Then where is it? Oh no!
Where did I go?
A private audience, as thou didst request, for reasons I know not.
Just a precaution. I'd rather I didn't have to ask the question at all, but I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. Do you and your friends, by any chance, find our accommodation wanting? Be honest, brutally even.
'Twould be ungracious of me to belittle the efforts of thee and thine.
Lovely sentiment, really. But the disappointment is writ plain on your comrades' faces. It's all the more frustrating since no one will come out and say what they find wanting. If there are faults in our work, we need to know. We can, we will do better. But time is not on our side. The final days will wait for no one. If your people are to be saved, we must take quick and decisive action. This vessel must serve as a home for as many passengers as possible, for far longer than we may like. Which brings me to my request. Our collaborators on Atheris are doing what they can to prepare for the voyage. Would you be willing to go and lend them a hand? Having seen the moon for yourself, you could speak to its many splendors, learn what else they might require, and assuage whatever concerns they have.
Wherefore wouldst thou entrust me with such a task?
How to put it? You're the only one who appears not to be wholly unsatisfied with our work. Oh, quite good at pretending that's the case, at least. Calm, collected, tactful to a fault. Very particular with your words, too. You understand that, in the face of great danger, one cannot pursue perfection at the expense of practicality. The difficult choices must often be made for the greater good.
And so fate doth conspire to set my feet upon this path once more.
Come again?
Ah, idle musings. 'Tis no trifle, thou dost ask. Yet full well do I understand the urgency and necessity.
Oh, dear me! Dear me! I'm terribly sorry for the mix-up. It's a bit of a malfunction. I hadn't realized the residential quarters were inaccessible, you see. But you're still in one piece. So, all's well that ends well, yes? Won't happen again. I promise.
Gosh, that was embarrassing. I promise to be more careful from now on. Since the residential quarters are closed for now, I've rerouted the teleporter to allow travel between floors instead. Hopefully it proves useful in the meantime. A shame you couldn't see it, though. You really would have liked it. Is there... Alright. Do they know that people want moon housing, so they're already working on it? Good, you're here. Through this door is Greatest End's Veil. It is named as such because it's the veil to end all veils, the most beautiful forest you'll ever see. We understand the people of Atheris enjoy taking leisurely walks through natural spaces, and natural spaces and the like, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. How about we start with a nice stroll to the fountain, this way. I guess they made artificial trees out of big-ass lamps. There's something that kind of looks like trees over there. Oh, happy launch day, by the way, I should say. Collector's Edition mount. Got my minion as well as this bad boy. Feast your eyes on that. I wish it was a little bit darker. It's just a minor nitpick. I wish it was a bit more black or gunmetal colored. It looks a bit more antiquated with this look, with the dark brown metal. I don't hate it. I do wish it was dyeable though, but I don't think any of the collector's edition weapons are dyeable, so I guess that's on par. So I could easily see myself using that. It's either going to be that one or the base scythe that you get, because that's fucking cool. Looks like the burial blade. So what do you think of the forest? Isn't it positively pleasant? Simply sublime. I couldn't see the forest or the trees. I didn't see any. Wait, you don't mean those crystals out there, are... 'Tis transcendent as burying your face in a chocobo's plumage and taking a good long whiff. Forgive me, friends, but I must beg your leave. There's another matter which yet begs for my attention. Of course, come if you like. Nay, that will not be necessary, if you'll excuse me. God damn it, Urianger. It's clear now that difficult decisions lie ahead of us. Preparation for the evacuation of Atheris is indeed crucial, but I am not yet willing to forsake our world and its reflections, and I trust I am not alone in my reticence? Back to old tricks. God fucking damn it. Well, that can't be good. I'm gonna try and not think about what that implicates. There's always an evil beast tribe. There's always an evil version of the beast tribes. Oh, they're like us, but they're bad! Well, let's just assume that's what happened over there. And not that we're going to come to blows with all these tiny potato rabbits. Urianger ventures off into Mare Lamentorum for reasons unknown. You must tread carefully, else he might sense your presence. Oh boy, another stealth mission. Don't you love it? Motherfucker. Motherfucker. Get back here. Get back here. I really hope he's intentionally being suspicious, so that will follow. Because he knows we know this game.
thine arrival is timely as ever. Thou didst chance to overhear my conversation with Living Way, I presume?
Yes.
'Twas not mine intent to move in shadow. Nevertheless, I have been asked to do that and more yet again.
Come clean.
Is it so plain that these strangers could intuit it at a glance? My capacity for silence and secrecy and duplicity? And Grahatir did contrive to deliver the first at the price of his own life. I was complicit in the scheme. A sacrifice averted for a mercy. Would that I could say the same for Minfilia. One life for one world. And by that bloody bargain brokered by my hand were the scions robbed of a dear comrade, and Flamine her beloved daughter. Two souls, whose selflessness was beyond measure, whose resolve was unshakable. They would not be moved even had I thought to protest. But protest I did not. Far from it. I pushed them forward. No effort did I make to seek out alternatives, ones that would not demand such terrible costs. That resignation weigheth heavy on my mind, as does the memory of another lost to mine inaction. Dearest Moonbringer, who did face death unflinching, that we might secure a means to bring low the Ascians. In her hour of need, I did naught. Dutiful disciple of Louisoix, ever looking to the greater good. Had I shut mine eyes and bid her live instead, mayhap she would be with us today. Selfish wants, born of everlasting regrets. Most days I put them from my mind, but could think of naught else when asked to swallow the same bitter draught. Subterfuge and sacrifice. Mayhap the right moral choice, but one I regard with great trepidation. The calamity of Amarot was a tragedy beyond reckoning, one which must never again come to pass. Thus must we struggle, haunted by ghosts of those we have lost, clinging to those we pray we can yet save. But what of those we cannot? How do we make peace with the dreadful algebra of necessity? Sage counsel indeed. I see. Wisdom as befits a great worm. Curious that he should think thee in need of such encouragement. Strange. Scarcely can I remember when last we spoke alone, and so candidly. I thank thee. For all my supposed skill with words, I find it difficult to express such private thoughts. As for the Loporrit's proposition, I will take time and consider how to respond. It would be to our mutual benefit if we could converse more openly with our aspiring caretakers. A concern I should be glad to address on the Scion's behalf. To dispense with all pretense and bare one's heart to another is a frightening thing indeed. But we cannot move forward ere we take that bold first step. A lesson I have learned many times before. And today.
What are they saying? Curse these ears! I've heard bugger all! No matter. We've got our plans.
Time to see how this plays out. Allah, Urianger. Oh, thank goodness. I thought you had been eaten, or perhaps fallen into a crater. Yashila has been looking all over for you, Hala. She says she needs to speak with you about something most urgent, dire even. She was also quite clear that she wishes to speak with Allah alone, which means I'm afraid you must stay behind her, Yonche. But worry not, it just seems that we need your help with an errand, delivering a package from the Watcher's Palace to Bestway's Burrow. It's quite large and heavy, perhaps even too heavy, for we poor Loprits, and we would be ever so grateful if you could lend us a hand. That's convenient. Suspiciously convenient. Are you insinuating I would betray the trust of Hydaelyn's chosen, or worse, do anything to risk getting on Yashila's bad side? She's clearly not one to be crossed, nor made to wait. Now off with you. Worry not, Allah, I shan't be long. Suspicion. Suspicion. Oh, Allah, we thought you would be away for far longer. Dire emergency? I said no such thing. But as you are here, I could use your assistance with one small matter. Running Way, a companion of Growing Way, apparently has much to tell us of the final days. The problem, however, is that he is determined to live up to his name, refusing to stay still enough for us to hold a conversation. Is there anywhere he's likely to stop and rest? Or perhaps there's a way to slow him down? What? What's the rush? I was thinking we should wait here. Maybe enjoy a cold mug of carrot juice, or... No? Well, if it's really that important, you can try using these balls of mouse flesh. Moose flesh or mouse... I don't know. Not to be confused with the other thing. Running Way's other notable feature is his incessant chatter, so you'll have no problem finding him in a crowd. And when you do, try lobbing your balls at him. Crude, but if it proves effective, he was here in Greatest Endsvale when last week I saw him. Let us split up and find him. Oh, that's smart. If this was meant to be a joke, it isn't funny. Well, I got him. Huh? Yes, I'm Running Way. Do you mind explaining why you hit me in the face with your... God damn it, Koji Fox. The archives are right through this door, but it seems to be locked. I guess we'll just have to go find whoever has the key. Growing Way enough. If you have naught else to tell us about the final days, you need only say so. We can ill afford to be wasting time here, as you well know. Did you yourselves not tell us we must act quickly? Yes, we did, but... The moon was to be a perfect paradise for the people of Atheris, and we're running out of time to make everything ready for their arrival. We hoped you'd see the wonders we have to offer. But you found nothing but faults and flaws in our work. Only one of you saw our potential, so the others must be kept here. So that's Living Waste's game. Run us about in circles, and failing that, lock us away so we can't put the planet at risk. Everyone except Irionche. He understands what is at stake, what must be done. I fear you've misjudged us, Growingway. Never have we decried the notion of using the moon as a means to escape. That said, my heart breaks as the thought of abandoning Atheris and her reflections to their doom. If there is a way to avert the final days, I wish to find it. We all do. We may fail, but our efforts would never be at the expense of your plans. But why would you take that risk? There's no room for ifs and maybes now. The people of Atheris will escape here to the moon. They'll be safe, and we'll finally get to see all their happy, smiling faces. I'm sorry, but I can't let you leave. We just can't. Yep. Do what you must, but try not to hurt them. I'll be back in a moment. Don't do anything rash while I'm gone. I literally just killed Zodiark. What the fuck do you think you can do? Now where? To the exit.
And what, pray tell, do we seek at the Watcher's Palace?
Oh, come off it, friend. You know full well why we're here. The time has come for you to return to Atheris and help your brethren prepare for their journey here and beyond.
Forgive me, Living Way, but I cannot in good conscience proceed with this plan.
Huh? But what about the final days? The death and the doom? Oh, we have to hurry before it's too late.
Your unflagging commitment to your duty is endearing, to say the least.
Oh, bugger!
Be at ease. They bear you no grudge, nor do I. How could we, having come to understand your purpose? For millennia, you and yours worked tirelessly towards the singular purpose of this heavenly vessel's construction. An arduous feat by any measure. It is clear you have spared no effort. Why, your very names are a testament to your dedication.
Our names? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
Names are an expression of the self, a declaration of one's hopes and aspirations. Your use of contemporary, uncomplicated nomenclature doth ensure clarity of purpose. There can be no doubt that your love for the people of Atheris is boundless and pure.
Yes! Yes! A most mellifluous phrasing. We Loperids were born of Hydaelyn's love for Atheris. That shining, shimmering blue jewel, brightest star in the sky, brimming with life and possibilities. For as long as I can remember, I've toiled in anticipation of the day when this vessel might be needed. All I've ever wanted was to meet those she cherished so dearly, to serve and serve well. That goes for all of us, don't you see? So help us help them, lead them here where we can keep them safe. anything wrong with what we've built, we'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Your works want not for repair. Yet there remaineth much for you to learn of men, and your own kin besides. Singing Way, thy name bespeaketh more than the simple marriage of rhythm and rhyme. The songs of Aetheris are beyond counting, and span the length and breadth of emotion. Maps are monuments to man's pioneering spirit, and his devotion to charting the furthest reaches of our star. Many have devoted their lifetimes to exploratory pursuits, to venture unto the highest mountains and the deepest oceans in search of unknown frontiers. And thou, my friend, I do not think we've met.
My name is Pudding Way.
Pudding Way? Yes, indeed. A name of deep and abiding significance, I'm sure. But one perhaps better communicated through delicious deeds than tasteless words. A judicious application of fey magics at a later juncture may be appropriate. And Living Way. 'Tis no easy feat to convey the significance of thy moniker. When I was a bookish boy, a dear friend of mine was fond of peppering me with questions as I read, to my occasional annoyance. One day, I posed to her a question of mine own. What doth it mean to live? After much contemplation, she proffered this answer. The anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. The hope today's mistake may serve as tomorrow's lesson. The wish that a new acquaintance may one day call thee friend. She believed it to be all these moments and more.
I want to understand, but...
I, too, still labor to find mine own answer. 'Twould be my pleasure to assist you and yours in embarking on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. For thee. Ink as blue as the waters of Aetheris. Made in haste, though I assure thee, the quality has not suffered for it. The people need not be persuaded by honeyed words. Nay, I have faith they shall do what is right in due course. Until they do, I beg your patience, friends. And with that ink, let us fill the empty pages of Living Way's compendium. An open exchange of ideas will surely afford you all a better understanding of modern man, and with it, ideas for improvements and renovations. But more importantly, it shall empower us to together find a way forward.
I hope you're right. Thank you for this lovely gift.
There you have it. I shall remain with the Loporrits to ensure that all is in order. Though we must needs prepare for every eventuality, you would all agree that the evacuation of our star is a last resort. To accept failure is to accept the demise not only of our star, but that of Reen's, of all reflections, and the souls that call them home. Which is why I have every faith that you shall fight to the last, that such drastic measures may prove unnecessary.
Should the worst come to the worst, and I pray deeply that it won't, I'll take comfort in knowing preparations were made under your watchful eye.
Aye. Thou mayest be assured that if calamity cometh, not a soul will be left behind. If being the operative term.
That flower, how came it into your possession? How very like her. Guided by its light, you may come to know her true intentions. Intentions which remain a mystery even to us. In our time, we called it Elpis. You would do well to remember the name.
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like I need to make amends for all the secrecy.
Think nothing of it. We haven't been the most gracious of guests. Do convey our apologies to Growingway and the others.
But of course! And when next we welcome more guests from Aetheris, we'll have learned to be much more hospitable hosts. Oh, and circling back to the matter of inappropriate secrecy, we ought to discuss our benefactors.
It's the Sharlayans.
Agreed. The Sharlayan Forum, yes?
Yep, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for not letting me be the only one who thought so.
What? How did you know?
The more I heard, the more obvious it became. The Forum's aims align closely with those of your anonymous patrons. A telling coincidence would be an understatement. Though had we not taken it upon ourselves to peruse certain restricted tones in Labyrinthos, we might still be unaware of their plans. But let us continue this discussion upon our return. I dare say we have kept Alphino and the others waiting long enough.
Alright, let's be off. Oh, that character development Urianger felt good. I mentioned that I hoped, it was all sort of misleading that he was going down that path again, and it was, and I'm super happy about that. I'm glad he immediately came clean, and glad, this is what he gets to do now. This fits his character perfectly. 'Twas a relief to be pleased with my gift of ink. To serve and serve well. Though their knowledge may be lacking, their boundless love is a blessing without peer. It will be no easy task to prepare them for what must needs be done, but gladly do I embrace this duty, even if it doth necessitate that we part ways for a time. Forgive me my absence, but I have the utmost faith in you and all our fellow scions. When next I return to Aetheris, I pray I find you all in good health and good spirits. I'm so glad we've stopped calling the world Hydaelyn. I'm glad we have an official name for it now. Drink of water. With the Loprits in Urianger's capable hands, we needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let us return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared. Gods, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. But we'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report on Lucia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the temperate prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where or in what manner the final days will begin to manifest, and so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed. Though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be sent into a panic, not that anyone is in a position of responsibility should need to be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyway, first things first, Camp Broken Glass. Alright, things aren't on fire yet. It's good to see you all again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I hope. We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the Tempered inside the Tower of Babel. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, and so we have petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Yeah, a lot of reading. With all the Tempered relocated. Were all the Tempered. Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Euless is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphino and Alizé's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Given the tremendous ramifications of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports of that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thavnir. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instruction in the magics needed to cure tempering. Master Matoyo is no doubt thrilled the Mother Porxies afford her so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of Tempered has been completed. Lucy and I will remain along with a small force to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home. I believe that accounts for recent events here, so what of the moon and the Telephoroi? Pan upward, fade to black. Yep. Final days. Gods. I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we need not know. There is still much we do not know. But the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I will send word up forthwith. We'll release your fellow scions from their present duties, that they may return to Charlian. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow scions, you will be happy to hear that Mistress Kryl, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldessian Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Let us be on our way then. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiark, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood he has returned here to Garlemald. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wished to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If found him, they would not likely live to tell the tale, that's true. If you're expecting a trail of destruction to follow, you won't find one. And Amy will... Yeah. I suppose you're right. To dispatch soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be sending them to their deaths. Pray forget I entertained the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and its continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xenos Vieter Galvus, outcast and enemy of Garlemald. Fandaniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's not but his bloodlust to keep him company. Better that than any army see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you for longer. I pray you safe passage back to Charlene.